What's up out there? Welcome back to some more Melvor Idle Hardcore. We are on Gen 2, episode 57. In the last video, we started working on mining and busted through over the course of that week, or a few days, whatever it was, since the last video. I have completed iron, gold, and silver. Those are done. May or may not have done 10 at the same time, but those are completed. And the synergy that I am running, well, this is a different synergy, but the synergy I ran for gold and silver specifically was, let me go find that real quick here. That synergy was this one right here that gives you a 15% chance to receive a Smith version of the ore you're mining. Somebody was asking why I was doing that. For gold and silver specifically, I wanted to bump my gold and silver pile up a little bit. I know I have a lot of it, and I'm thinking I kept some of this gold. I think I might bust it up to 100,000. Basically, I just want to have enough gold and silver bars sitting there that whatever I want to do, I can, because it's 10,000 for changing your agility pillar, which doesn't happen often, but you know, whatever else. I wanted to have enough gold and silver sitting there, and that seems like a nice round number. So I think that's what I'm going to go for. So let's see here. On the mining side, I am up to mithril. I have mithril, adamantite, runite, and dragonite left. So at this point, I think I want to switch over and start working on smithing. And I'm going to stitch in between these two, if that makes sense. I'm going to work on, say, mining up the mithril stuff, let that run overnight, and then maybe during the day, smith it up into bars and work on it, you know, making gear, and then go back to adamantite for the next night or whatever, depending on how all this goes. It's going to take a while to finish these off. These take a very long time, but I want to start working on smithing also. Like I said, I have a big chunk of bars here. Like I got 57,000 dragonite bars and not very many runite and not very many adamantite, but I have another big chunk of mithril, which I'm making more mithril now, or getting more mithril. So there's plenty of bars in here to do something with. And basically I want to start with the mithril stuff. And actually I could start with some of this dragon stuff too, because I got dragonite bars. So meaning I could take these dragonite bars, create a bunch of this stuff here, the lower tier stuff, spend the mastery pool XP on the higher tier stuff, and work my way down, if that makes sense. So I think that's what I want to start doing. The mining is going to be the mining. It's just going to take a while. I could sell that off if I have extra. It doesn't matter. What I want to do is to work on the mining and the smithing at the same time so that I don't mine too much. I want to get them both done about the same time, I guess is what I'm saying. And I don't want to spend any more time than I have to on one or the other. So I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time and inventory space on saving up everything to make dragon bars, when I could maybe get these done with what I have. You know what I mean? All the bars that I have, including these rune ones. The dragon stuff is the most expensive to create, so I want to start with the cheapest stuff first, because it's going to be the easiest to create. And I know like the dragon bars take what are these, runite and dragonite both. So this is going to get pretty expensive if we go from the top down. If we go from the bottom up, no big deal. And that's what we're going to do. Start from here and work our way down. But again, I do have plenty of bars here to work with, so I can actually go into this dragon gear and start working on these throwing knives. Let's see what we can do. These are singles. These are singles. That's when we start needing two. So I can actually work on quite a bit. 3 different items here. That'll generate a lot of mastery pool XP, and that's how I think I want to start working. So probably I'm going to switch over. I'll do the mining stuff tonight, and then tomorrow I'll start doing smithing during the day, mining at night, smithing at day, something like that, something along those lines. And I was looking at the synergies. So the gold and silver, I wanted the extra bars just to get extra bars. That's why I went with the particular synergy that I did, which is the, oh God, I'm going to come back to it now. So I went with this synergy here, the mole and salamander, so I could get extra bars. For the mithril and the adamantite and all that, I thought about running this one here, but then I started looking around at some of these others, and I think for those I want this one here, the mole and the bear, because you get an extra 20 hit points on that mining node. And for these specifically, like the gold and silver, I wanted extra bars. For these specifically, these have less and less hit points the further you go. So I wanted to make sure and have enough damage done to them so it makes it go a little quicker, if that makes sense. And then on the smithing side, I was looking at synergies for this. I have a few choices on here. So like I could do +1 item or whatever. I'm not real keen on that one. This one gives smithing preservation chance. If you go over and look at the smithing one here, I have 80% already. So there's no point in getting more preservation. 80 is the cap. So there's not really any use in that. What was I looking at here? There is one. Yeah, there's 10%. Well, while doing dragon gear, you get 5%. And then you get 10% with this one. So these two are kind of useless to me. This one's an extra item. This is for crafting. This one takes 3 coal requirements off, -3 coal, which is great for making the dragonite bars, which I already have a ton of. So I don't really need this one either, although it could be useful. And then silver and gold, we're not doing that. Maybe if we do anything with gold. Thieving, and then the one to get the smith version of what you're mining for. But the one here takes 0.1 second off of the interval. This I think is really good. And I think that's the one I'm going to take and make everything go a little bit faster. So this one here, the pig and the salamander, is going to be what I actually apply to smithing. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. We're going to use this combination here, the mole and the bear. So we get the extra mining hit points for these here. That means they last longer, plus making sure that we have I actually forgot to put this on earlier, the miner's helmet, because you get even more chance to do damage to the, you know what I mean? Like we want to have all that stuff in place, and we want all these synergies in place so that we get the most mining, if that makes sense. I'm not really worried about getting a ton of ore out of this, and whatever ore I do get, I'm going to sell. I'm not really worried about it. In fact, I think I'm going to go in here and just sell all this silver. That'll make somebody cringe. I really don't need it, and I don't need the space for it. I probably will do the same with this gold. I'll probably just get this up to 100,000, maybe. Not really in a big hurry to get gold. I don't really need it, but it's just more pad. But at any rate, that is what we're going to do. We are going to work on, we're going to work on getting mold tablets till evening or until bedtime, roughly somewhere in there. And then going to bed, I'm going to leave Mithril run all night. And then tomorrow we're going to start with smithing, and I think I'll start with the dragon gear. Burn those dragon ingots off. Those will make money, and they will, even this crappy stuff sells for something decent, So we'll do that. We'll work on the dragon gear. I'll work backwards through all the ingots that I have. I'll just burn all the ingots I have out, I think. Before I make more ingots, like I'll mine more, but I won't worry about crafting the ingots until I need them, if that makes sense. So I'll burn all my inventory out, because at some point I won't need mithril anymore, and I can just sell all the extra mithril that I have. At some point I won't need adamantite anymore. So you know what I mean? Like I can work down and get these 3, I think. I don't think rune bars take, these just take runite. It's just the dragonite that takes the combination. So making the bars is actually going to be pretty simple. And what I'll do is I'll spend all my mastery pool XP on this stuff here, working my way from the, bottom of the list, or however you want to call it, the most expensive stuff on up the list this way towards the least expensive. And that's how I think we're going to do this. Sounds good to me. So that's going to be the next few days, mining and smithing. Kind of try to work on both at the same time, or roughly they're in the same time, as much as you can. I will need to get the salamander one up, level that one up, but I might be able to spend some of this extra XP, mastery XP. I don't know. I just noticed that I also got the Cyclops one. I used the extra mastery pool and got the Cyclops one done. I don't remember if I had that last time or not, but the Cyclops costs you, Slayer coin, and I ended up spending all the mastery pool on that because I think on my standard account I went and spent, I don't know, 4 million Slayer coin, and I didn't even get 300,000 of those Cyclops tablets. It was just a horrible investment. So I just spilled all the mastery pool XP into that. And that will do it for this one. I think I've tried filming this like 2 or 3 times and had to keep starting it, sneezing and itching and whatever else. So hopefully I got everything I wanted to say. Anyway, that will do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.